can be a lot of misinformation out there about any genetic condition, and particularly alopecia areata. I think being able to connect to a support group that's a national body, a recognised body, and find information that has been reviewed, have been checked by people who really understand it and have connections through to medical bodies, that's really helpful for people, because there are so many articles out there like, you can cure your alopecia with rubbing an onion on your head. It's important to have the other side of that, with people actually providing the support and the information that people need, but it is reliable and it does have the level of responsibility behind it that you can't really get in a less formal way. I think having structured organisations and foundations really has a benefit to the quality of information that people can find.
And just having someone to talk to that actually understands it, I think that's the biggest thing when you go through something like cancer, or when you do have a condition. You need to be able to talk to people that have actually been there and done that. You know, it's all well and good to have someone like a psychologist there to talk to, but they don't really know how you feel. You know, how can you be empathetic if you haven't walked in someone's shoes?
So I got involved with the support group as a young person, and that was all around hemoglobinopathies or conditions similar to mine. And it was a real kind of up and down experience. There were older people with my condition who I felt weren't the best role models. And there were younger people who I felt that they're the sort of people that I want to hang around with, because I feel that they're on the right path.
I guess the concerns that I would have for support groups in general is not being valued by the traditional medical system. Particularly, we can see this with specialists, but in general, I think it's really important for health professionals and the health system in general to understand why support groups are valuable and what value they can have for their clients, for their patients. I think it really, really matters that they provide the support to the support groups to keep doing what they're doing.
There's been a lot of pressure to move, like the cardiomyopathy one, onto just a Facebook page. And there's a lot, I really think true support has to be face-to-face and giving and receiving to one another. And there's a whole lot of things that on Facebook which can mislead people about their condition and what's available, and there can be a lot of negativity rather than positive things.
Someone that has a little bit of empathy, I think that even if you don't know the ins and outs of something, if you can even just listen to what someone has to say and, you know, kind of take on that burden for a little bit, then, you know, that's a job well done. Sometimes I may not want people to fix everything, but it might be just a case of, I'm just having a bit of a whinge today, I need you to listen to this kind of thing. Yeah, and I think that's what's good about the support group.
I think there are lots of different types of support groups, and support groups can be run in a huge range of ways. I feel very strongly about having people with the condition deeply involved in the running of any support groups and organisations. I think it comes back to the principle of nothing about us without us. I think it's really important to make sure that any support group that's making decisions about things like who's going to be on their board, who their prime committees are, where their decisions are being made, to making sure they're looking at what voices are at that table and making sure that the people who are living with the condition are front and centre is definitely a big thing.
A good support group would definitely be somewhere where you can meet people the same kind of age group and situation as you. And I guess one that facilitates kind of open discussion, so one that's less structured. So I've been to a few support groups and it's a very rigid schedule, and it's very hard to just make, I guess, common ground with people there, as it's just kind of a speaker. Whereas I think a good support group kind of opens and allows time and schedules time to kind of just hang out and chat maybe about what your common ground is.